Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R.N.G. Garage. How are y'all doing on this fine crappy day? This is gonna be an update video on the coolant flush, since I already went almost 200 miles in the last couple days. I wanted to discuss what it actually did for me, and I noticed it right off the bat. Usually when I ride this thing, it usually goes up to 3 bars pretty quick and usually stays there. Now it's taking a lot longer to get to 3 bars. It's staying more on like 2 bars. What that is temperature wise, I don't exactly know. We're gonna figure that out because I have a digital temp gun. So here sometime soon we're gonna let it run to 3 bars. We're gonna wait till the fan starts to kick on, and we'll check it right after the fan kicks off. That way it's whatever temp or close to the temp, and we'll check that, see what the motor temps are and see what the radiator temps are. But I wanted to show you guys this. My main reason for doing this was the coolant leak, but I was also having problems with the thermostat. You start it up, you let it run for just a couple minutes literally, and the thermostat would go to 5 and it would say basically overheating, but there's actually a light that'll flash when it overheats. It wasn't doing that, and it wasn't even running long enough, and I got my temp gun and it was only at like 80-90 degrees, the engine, and the radiator was still really cold. It was around 60 to 70 degrees with my temp gun. Now, with the temp gun, you can give or take a couple degrees. It's not 100% accurate. They never are. But a couple degrees either way still wasn't bad. I did mix the antifreeze 50-50. If you see that, you can also mix it 70-30. For an application like this, I recommend as close to 50-50 as you can possibly get it. But I wanted to show you guys, and I got my flashing light. No drippage from that tube whatsoever. And before, let's see if I can you see it in there pretty good? Before every ride, there would be a little puddle down in there. Now, there is a little, like a couple of drips, but that's from me taking the hose off the other day and cleaning it out, and I just didn't wash the machine. But before every ride, there'd be a puddle down there. I'd clean it, I'd ride it again, there'd be another little puddle down there. Well, guess what? Since I took it off, and you can see where it's been leaking on my floor before. I took it off and there hasn't been any leaks. So let's see. This is the first time I'm doing this. Let's see, since it's cooled off now, because I did ride it today. Let's see. Yep, it's cool enough. Let's see how far the antifreeze went down, if any. No ma'am, no sir. Can you see it? It's right there. About a knuckles, about to your first knuckle down. Now, one thing I will say, and I don't know why, I haven't figured it out yet. Let me know if you guys have the same issue. I filled this coolant bottle up whenever I first did it. This coolant bottle, if you fill it all the way up, for some reason, it pulls antifreeze down to just barely above the top of the tube, and then it'll stay there. I've noticed that since the day I bought this machine, and I never added coolant to it. It always stays there. The other day when I was doing the coolant change, I said, you know what? We're changing the coolant. I'm going to put the new stuff in there, and I'm going to fill it up to the bottom line. The one that says lower, not the upper. I put it on the lower line, and while I was bleeding out the coolant, I put the cap back on it. And of course, you got to ride it, and some air comes up, and then it goes down a little bit. After you ride it a little bit, you need to check it and top it off. I did that. That was just after like a 10-minute, 15-minute ride. It drained that back down to that same level. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But it'll stay there. Did that since the machine was brand spanking new. I did hear of somebody else saying that they had the same problem, and they just leave it too. I don't know if it's got... I don't know. I couldn't tell you guys. I'm not sure why it does that. Got no answer for you, but I would say if it gets that low, leave it. Just check the coolant in your radiator and make sure it's up there, because the overflow bottle is really designed to pull coolant or push coolant. But chances are, if you're pulling coolant out of it and it's draining, every time you put coolant in it, you actually got a leak or something. But if it stays at that level, and never moves, as long as as long as it's not below the tube, you'll be okay. So it can pull a little, but with the heating and contracting of the tubes and the aluminum and the engine, you're gonna get some in out with it, but nothing to worry about. It's completely normal. So just make sure, if it bothers you, keep topping it off. I don't know if it evaporates out of there, because it's sealed, but it's not really sealed. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the deal is. Damn this freaking thing. There we go. I don't know if it's kind of evaporates out of there or what, but I don't know. Not too worried about it myself, as long as I don't notice any leaks or anything. And from my research, the wheat tube is going to leak a little bit. I guess that's completely normal when the engine first starts, gets warm, and it cools off. The positive and negative pressures between the seals, it's going to draw it through that seal. So my research, that is completely normal. You're going to get a little bit of that drippage. So, but if it's got nothing in it, that's okay too. But if it's pouring out of there, that's bad. And what mine was doing, every ride, it had a nice puddle. Nice puddle. It was, you can see on my garage floor where, because I park this thing in the same spot every time. And to show you that it's in a different spot, it's actually not completely under the machine, that puddle. That's from the other day. But yeah, if you get a little bit of drippage out of there, it's completely normal. That, I guess they're designed to do that. Something with the positive, I don't know. I'm not the scientist that figured it out and said it. So, yeah, a little bit's okay. A lot of it is bad. So you have to check that out. Now, I want thumbs up on this video. A bunch of them. If you guys want to see me do a comparison, while I'm at it, I'll just show you guys, because there's a lot of people that are asking. I'll show you on my wife's trail. It's the same. Here's your sway bar. Here's your sway bar link. You want to take this nut off. And you want to take this bolt and do the same on the other side, and this whole bar will come right out. That is only going to be good for off-roading, not for going at high speeds. You will lose control of your machine. But I wanted to do a comparison. I wanted to take it off mine and do a comparison, ride it on the road, and maybe a little bit of off-camber stuff. I don't have much around here. But with it on, and then do it with it off. If you guys want to see me do that and see the difference in the handling, then let me know, because I'll gladly take one link off to show you that. And that you can do too. You can just pull one link and leave the rest of it connected, and you'll still get the same effect. So you can do that. See how that goes, but it's just ideal to take it off if you're just straight off-roading. But I ride on the road, so I kind of like it. And I don't really have an issue with my machine off-road. So if you guys want to see that, throw me a bunch of likes, throw me a bunch of comments, and we'll go about doing that in a video. I have a couple lawnmowers to work on. This one has a bent shaft and it needs cleaned up. We're gonna work on that and get her sold. I have another one on the way for us to work on and get sold. So if you guys want to see any of that stuff, just hit me up and let me know, and we can do some stuff. I primered the little trailer for the Yerfenstein the other day. Here's my puppies. We're painting it green and yellow. There's a reason behind that. For those of you that don't watch the channel that much, you won't know, but you'll figure it out sooner or later. There's a reason why we're going with green and yellow. So I just wanted to do that little update video and show you guys what the difference was. I know it's only been a couple days, so I'll keep you guys updated for sure if anything more comes about it, if it does start leaking again. But as of right now, it's normal. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's not just pouring out of there. And my temperature gauge is back to working normal. We really rode it, me and my wife. We took it on a back road yesterday and put 70 miles on it, on some back curvy country roads, just enjoying our time and our social distancing from everybody and being locked up, you know. So we took it out on a little evening cruise and did that, and so it's got some miles and it's been perfectly fine. Not a single issue. I can't believe it fixed it. I personally, being a mechanic, I didn't think it would fix it, but it did. So it must just be that crappy antifreeze. That, and if you watch the video, I actually really flushed the system. I didn't just drain and fill. I flushed it, got rid of all that crap out of there. I did wash up the Craftsman mower. This has been a really good mower. This has been a super good mower, guys. It's at the T1700. It's about due for its first service. I checked the oil the other day. It's getting kind of still good, still could be used, but it's break-in oil, so I'm gonna get it out of there. Probably a couple more mows with it, that way that engine's nice and broken in. But it's clean. I didn't see any gritty anything in the oil. The only problem I did have with it, the cable that raises and lowers the deck, the little end come off of it, and my deck wouldn't come on and off and raise and lower and all that. So what I did, instead of buying a new cable, because it actually goes into a spring, it goes through a spring and clips in. What I did was I took a bolt, pulled the bolt through the spring, nutted it, I drilled a hole through the bolt, I put the cable through that hole, and I nutted it with 2 washers. Been fine ever since. I figured if that cable broke, a new one's gonna break too. So I did that, and we'll run that, and if that breaks, then I might buy a new cable or make my own cable. That way I got a strong one. I can't believe it's raining. It's not supposed to rain. Not supposed to rain at all. I don't get it. It doesn't matter. I'm waiting on that mower to show up so I can get it fixed and get it sold. Hopefully this week I'll have it sold. I just wanted to do this little video for you. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, likes, buttons, and bells, and subscribe, and share the channel, since Facebook put me in jail for 90 days because I shared my YouTube video on there and it went against their community standards. I don't have any videos that break any community standards. My videos are pretty friendly, I would think, and sometimes I go on a cussing rampage, but you know, not often. So, alright guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm off this week again till further notice. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna make more YouTube vids, and we're gonna work on some mowers and all that. I'll keep you guys updated as time goes with these things, and if money allows, we're gonna be doing some nice things, but we have to kind of get out of this situation we're in with the coronavirus and the stay-at-home-itis, and we'll get back at it. Alright guys, Redneck Garage out. Have a good day. Stay tuned for more episodes. Peace.